I just got nervous. Scared. Scared.
I just got a headache.
I can't do this. Okay, here we go.
All right, we got this.
Okay.
Hey Siri, remind me to tell Layla about this crazy thing that happened yesterday.
Voice memo, Hannah. You will not believe who I saw last night.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to tell you the epiphany I just had.
Girl, I know we just talked, but I forgot the best part of the story.
Layla, I cannot wait to tell you.
Hannah, I literally can't wait to tell you.
I can't wait to tell you.
I can't wait to tell you.
I can't wait to tell you.
Hannah,
Layla.
we did it. We're here.
I feel like us singing the I Can't Wait to Tell You song is a trigger for Olive. Look
my
at
God,
how
you're right.
she changed.
She knows. Wait, stop.
It is so crazy. She literally, like, Olive, to a certain degree, was subdued. And then me and Layla just started singing the song. And she ran up to me and looked me in the face and kind of started yelling at me just now.
Yeah, she gave you a look like,
And she went, oh.
I know the attention's not on me. I can't wait for her to chill out in 2 to 3 years. I think she will.
That's the hope, honey. That's the hope. I'm sure that's how parents feel. They're like, this is
Right?
annoying, but it's a special time. But, you know, in 2 to 3 years, I bet it's always kind of like 2 to 3 years from now, it'll be
2
better.
to 3 years. Well, I know that she is still kind of a puppy. Like she's about to turn 2. And then me and Joey will be on the couch like fantasizing where we're like, when she's 4, I bet she'll be chiller.
What if she always has the same exact personality?
Then we'll put her down. Is that what you want to hear?
Time limit.
No, she's good. She's good.
She's good. Okay, we have so much more to talk about.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can't talk about little old Olive today.
And let's hear from the community. Do you guys like when we talk about my dog?
they're like, no more talking about Olive.
Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. It's been 20 years.
We're different.
We're different
I have
now.
red hair now.
Yeah, Hannah has red hair.
It's been that long.
It's been that long. Shelby didn't even know that Hannah had red hair. What else has changed?
We're both unemployed.
We're both unemployed.
Well, actually, let me rephrase that.
You're lightly.
I'm lightly employed.
Sorry, I took that from you. Hannah came up with a term.
Yeah, it's a term only I've ever said in my entire life. Lightly employed.
I want to do a thing where, like, you know that feeling. Okay, let me know if you feel this. When you get that feeling of pride when you've heard your friend talk about a story or tell you a story, and then you're at another friend hang and your friend is telling the story again, but you're like, I already heard about this. I already know what she's talking about.
I feel the inverse of being the friend retelling that, where I have to say, I know you've already heard this, or I've already told Layla this, but, and then it is a good, it's a good test of continuity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because here's the thing. I'll say it once, I'll say it again. I'm a storyteller. And once I've told the story, the first time it's probably going to be the most accurate. Telling the story 15 times from then, I notice what people are reacting to. Maybe I zhuzh it up a little bit.
You're like the guy in Big Fish.
Yes, exactly.
He was 20 feet tall.
Yes, that's exactly who because I'm like, okay, you know, I can always say my stories are
Your
good,
daddy's
but I can't
gonna
say
die.
that they're accurate. So it's humbling to have a friend, you know, listening to the different versions of the story you may tell.
Keeping you accountable.
All my friends from college really call me out on the exaggeration.
Really?
Oh, big time.
See, but I like the heightening. I like a tall tale.
Yes, a tall tale. That's
A parable, if you
are.
will.
Yes, exactly. I'm basically writing the Bible of my own life.
Well, okay. How have you been?
Sorry, we forgot how to do transitions.
Yeah.
Anyway, shut up.
Sequiturs.
So, how are you?
So anyway, stop this conversation. Let's talk about how you been.
It is so much where to begin. I will say, just generally speaking, I'm loving being lightly employed.
Yes.
Also, this entire podcast is sort of me retelling things I've already told Layla at one point or another. But I think getting done Second City, and then I really, because that was like my end goal, I was like, I have 3 weeks left, 2 weeks left, 1 week left.
Yeah.
And I was hoping to feel this like real big kind of relax, release, and like, oh my God, we made it. And my body did an inverse thing where the first week out, I was like a little more uneasy than I thought I was going to be.
Definitely.
And that might have something to do with like the binge drinking and like deregulating stuff that I was doing like up until then, and how I was kind of like shaking for like a week after partying for 2 weeks.
I've drank consistently since college.
I mean, I can't say that for myself, but I will say I if anything, I was impressed that I can still do it. I can stay out past 2 a.m. on multiple nights in a week.
It just felt like every night was our last night on earth.
Truly. And like multiple nights staying, like getting back to my house at 4 a.m. And I'm like, at least I know I'm capable of doing. I mean, even like our new life, we went out, we had a girls' night on Friday. And
that was crazy.
I mean, I got home, 3 a.m.?
It was nuts.
And it's good to know I still have it in me. Does it completely take away 24 hours after the fact? It does. But yeah, I was feeling a little bit more uneasy than I thought I was going to in that first week. And I was kind of like, okay, well, I guess I should get an office job. I'm not kidding. I was like,
time to go corporate.
I literally was like, well, if any time, now would be the time to kind of reshape my entire life. And I was sort of having these really uncharacteristic thoughts. And I had therapy, and thank God for who, shout out to I got her to finally come to a show. She came to my last night, and it was
the most beautiful night.
It was like I had been begging my therapist to come to a show, and she said unethical, unethical, unethical. And then I got her. I finally wore her down. She wouldn't see me afterwards, but she did leave some chocolates at the bar for me in a very sweet note. But she probably would be mad if I said this. She's probably, because she was really in her head about it. And I was like, look, the thing is, everyone else's therapists have been to the show. She's like, really? And what was their sort of process in that? I was like, it sounds like everyone else's therapists are kind of fucked up. Like they don't have a lot of boundaries, because she was even like, I don't know if I should bring anyone because I don't want to reveal to you if I have a partner or friends or any of that. So it was really, I appreciate her boundaries, but also it was interesting to see how everyone's therapist went about that differently.
I'm glad she broke the boundaries to see your last night, because
Same.
it really did. I feel like it gives so much context to our life and the stressors. And every time like someone comes to see a show, they're like, I totally get now why you're so exhausted.
No. Okay. Well, kind of getting to that. So I like saw her, and I was sort of breaking down the feelings I was having. And she's like, well, Hannah, I think your body has been dealing with like a level of stress for so long that as soon as you don't have that, it doesn't feel safe for your body to not feel that.
It's addictive.
So it's going to make you feel stressed. It's going to try to mimic that feeling any way that it can. And I was like, you're crazy. And then what do you know, about 2 weeks out, when I started, getting back to like my habits of meditating and reading and exercising and doing all the stuff that's good for me, I had so many downloads of like pings of, oh my God, I was being so crazy. I am like born to create. I was like, I can't do an office job. When have I ever been able to do anything I don't want to do for more than like a week? Like literally. And so I was just like, oh my God, I was being so crazy for that. And yeah, like whatever it is, I'm born to like be an artist.
You being in an office is hilarious.
I know. It would be like cosplaying.
Watch this.
Click, 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 clack, clack.
Type.
I would do like old school pumps. Just kind of be like, what do you think about this, you guys?
The boss comes around, you're like, eat my ass.
Yes, literally. Like, I don't know how to no way. So then I had therapy 2 weeks after that initial one. And I was like, girl, you were so right about all that. I was being so crazy. She's like, yeah. But then I think it really, I told her, I was like, I knew I was tired, and I knew I was stressed out from that job at the end. I think especially like the last 6 months of like the 2 years of Maine.
Yeah.
But I don't think I started realizing things. I was like, we were in like like, it's not normal for us to be like in a mode of desperation on a daily basis where we were like, well, maybe we could get the show canceled and like I'll kill myself if the show doesn't get canceled. Like that's not normal behavior of being like, we were any kind of rest or anything. Like, it was just every day. I didn't realize there was sort of, I hate to say it because it has nothing to do with the people that I was with. Cause like I could have went and hung out with everybody every night. It was like
totally.
specifically show related, because like even hanging out, it would be like, we're all talking, having fun. And then it would be like 5 minutes till show. And it would be like, no, I'll do anything but the show. Like anything. I like literally, I'll do anything. And I didn't realize that I was just navigating every life with like a sense of doom. And it was just like a doom over my day. And like, I know that sounds dramatic, but like, don't judge me unless you've been through it.
Exactly. Well, I don't think that amount of stimulus is normal for anyone, especially if, like for you doing it 2 years straight and then there's like no break in between process. But like, even the idea, we were talking about this the other day, of like knowing you had a show at the end of the day, but you have the whole day free. Like, let's say you don't plan anything and you're like, okay, well, I'll just relax today. Still knowing that the show is coming at
countdown.
It puts this like
T-minus 4
heavy
hours
energy on you where you can't fully relax. And I was just noticing that, like, and then when you do have a break, you're like, I have to make this break the best time of my entire life. That's because when I go back to the show, I'm doomed again or like stuck here.
That was the thing. Like even my vacations that I took in the 2 years that I was on Maine, I didn't fully commit to the vacation sometimes because it would be like, you know, say 3 days out of the vacation being over, I'm like, well, if I continue kind of like drinking and not like, and like staying up and not whatever, like, you know, doing all the things that I like,
and you won't feel good.
Then I won't feel good. And then I'm going to get back and I'm going to be tired. And then I'm going to get sick. And then was just, or even like on a Monday where that's the only day that we could really like go out and socialize, or like Sunday after a show, I had this pressure of being like, tonight has to be the best night ever and that we need to do all of this. And now I'm kind of reacclimating because in the past 3 weeks, I've been like finally able to like go out to dinner, or go out to drinks, get coffee, hang out with friends, do all of those things. And I'm reacclimating to the fact that like, it doesn't have to be like the biggest night in the world. Like I can just hang out with a friend and have like a glass of wine and talk for 2 hours, and it doesn't need to be anything more than that.
Like extraordinary.
Yes, like I can just be like, I am just getting used to that again. Yeah. And I feel really, really happy, grateful, good. Like I'm so like grateful for, like, I know I'm only 3 weeks out, but like grateful for the experience, but like so at peace being like, oh yeah, baby, you were done. You were done. And like good things are coming. I don't know what that looks like, but that's okay right now.
Totally. Of like, I know we kept saying over and over being comfortable in the uncertainty and leaning into the fear, but like once it actually happens, it's so hard.
Yeah.
But wait, I want to back up for a second because when your therapist came, she like dropped off a box of chocolates and gave it to Valentina, the house manager. And then Valentina was like, hey, like, somebody came up and wanted to give this to Hannah. And I was like, what? And then she was like, could you like pass this along to Hannah? And then I like was like, that's weird. And then I was like, oh wait, I think this is Hannah's therapist. And then it kind of felt like, you know, the end of Charlie's Angels where like they look like Drew Barrymore looks up and can see the back of Charlie walking away. I was like watching Madeline walk down the stairs with like her hair in a hair clip. And I was like,
that was
there's
her.
Madeline.
It's also
Thank you, Madeline.
It's also like How I Met Your Mother.
Yes. Or like,
which I'm so pissed I even know that reference. Like the only reason I ever watched How I Met Your Mother is because I had a crush on a guy who said it was his favorite show, and then I watched all of it.
Listen,
makes me sick.
Sometimes it's really important to watch the references of your crush. We didn't know back then that was a waste of time.
Exactly.
We didn't know that they should be watching our references.
Well, in the words of Crush, we got a really powerful proverb from Jack on Friday night that I had never heard before, but it kind of took my breath away. Is a crush is just a lack of information.
And when you had texted that in the group to remind us, I was like, not only is it a lack of information, but as women who are creatives, all women are creative, we fill in the lack of information with what we think it is.
And look, the thing
we're
is,
like, he probably is one of the most emotionally stable, incredible men.
and baby, you're never right. You're never right.
Your narrative, unfortunately, is too creative.
Here's what I'll say about crushes, though. I think crushes are really healthy and I've talked about this with Claire before, of like, sometimes to have a crush is like the perfect oomph you need to just put on a cute outfit.
Exactly.
And feel excited, like a little extra excited to be there. And I think sometimes you need to live in that area of misinformation because
to have hope.
Because, and
what do you live for otherwise?
And I will say, like 9 out of 10 crushes, it'll be like, I have a crush, and then something happens, and like you have, maybe your third conversation with them, and you're like, golly, keep your mouth shut.
Shut up.
Shut up. You've
Let me
ruined
fill
it.
in the blank.
You ruined it. You've ruined it all.
No, I would say sometimes a crush and hate can be the fuel you need to get through the day. Like sometimes when something really fucked up happens, that can be the thing that like fuels you to be like, I'm gonna do better. I can make it through. I got this.
I feel like hate makes me depressed rather than fuels me. And I feel like you're good about like, I just like imagine you being like something hate fueling. I just imagine you on your bike for some reason.
Yes. Well,
you know what I mean?
Like, I don't.
Where I'm like, if I feel that hate, I'm like, I don't believe in humanity anymore. I'm going to lay down.
No, that's so fair. And that's like a certain type of hate. And I don't want you guys to think that I'm full of hate, but like, for example, me and Evan Mills were just talking about this, that Mikey Meeks on RuPaul, they did like Rate a Queen on RuPaul, and Mikey Meeks did a really good performance. It was like the Bride of Frankenstein. Did you see that?
I'm behind because that's what we watched at Maine, backstage of Maine, and I don't have. I
You
didn't
can
buy
use
the
my
season.
Amazon Prime. But anyway, you checked your watch. You don't want to hear me talk about Mikey Meeks.
Well,
let me talk about this.
If I don't know what you're talking about,
I never know.
I'll just clock into my
Come
Apple
on.
Watch.
This is fueling me with hate. Anyway, Mikey Meeks has a whole performance about being the Bride of Frankenstein, and they like the voting was totally rigged, and like she got rated the lowest, but because she kind of got robbed, now everyone's rooting for her because it's like, yes, like she deserves this. Or like same thing with like on Traitors with Natalie.
As soon as you said got robbed, that the entire cast of Traitors is getting robbed right now.
And it's weird because you like
Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
We are up to date with Traitors and we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, the finale is this Thursday, so you should be on top of it.
That's crazy.
But
Rob,
yeah.
golly, have I turned a corner on him?
Well, normally you want the
duped.
traitor to win, or like you're kind of like, yeah, let's see if the traitor can win. But now I'm like fully rooting for the faithfuls. But anyway, I feel like when something bad happens or people are filled with spite, you're like, I'm rooting for you now. And when hardships have happened to me like that, I kind of use it as fuel rather than being like feeling bad for myself.
Absolutely.
But like when like I hate ice.
Thank God you finally said it. We were all wondering if you felt that way.
That's a different kind of hate.
Thank God you said that. That was
I'm really glad I said
that. Traitors. Yeah. I mean, look, we got tricked.
Yeah.
Because me and Layla, like I always liked Rob, I always thought Rob was hot on Love Island.
Definitely.
But by the end of Love Island, we were all like, fuck you, Rob. We hate Rob. We hate Rob. Then Rob comes on and we think he's turned a corner. He's winning over the gays. He's hanging out with all the housewives love him.
Right,
and I'm
right.
like,
He's like buddy with Lisa and
I'm like, maybe.
Candace.
And working together.
Yeah.
Maybe Rob is not who we thought he was. Of course he was who we thought he was.
Tricked.
And he is just using everyone.
Well, it's also just really hard to see.
And I understand it's a game.
But it's so
not.
hard to see men trust men over women. Like
Totally.
when men choose men, really makes me sink.
Well, also like Tara, like, yes, she's been playing a horrible game.
Yes.
But she got gaslit so much that now when she has an actual hunch and her intuition is actually right on the money, she's been fucked with so much where she like doesn't trust herself and got like, I mean, it was kind of like, whenever you're like in an emotionally toxic relationship, it's like they're constantly like gaslighting you about stuff, and then it's like when you're finally you can't even trust yourself anymore.
Right.
It was so sad whenever she was like crying really hard and she was like, just kill me tonight, please kill me.
It was so hard because, spoiler alert, she went to Natalie in the game and was like, Rob is the traitor, let's get him. And then Natalie was like, he's been my friend this whole game, but let's do it. Like, I'm ready to be on board. And then when they like at the end of the day come to the open table and they're supposed to point out a traitor, then Tara just went completely against Natalie. And I was like, dude, you were the one that started this whole plan. I just hate seeing women go against women.
I know. And like, it's so funny because like Johnny also, like, I think Johnny literally just figured out how to play the game. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, I think he like didn't really understand until halfway, but now he understands the game. And he's like the confessional where he's like, the traitors are Rob and Eric. And I was like, what? And like all of a sudden Johnny knows.
That's how you stick around for that long. You have to be fucking dumb.
Right.
And like be kind of able for the traitors to use you.
Well, that's kind of like how Gabby Wendy sort of like tricked them. Like Gabby sort of like played dumb, or that was sort of like her persona, but really she's not dumb at all.
It's like you have to be likable and appear dumb.
Yes. I mean, this is my prediction. I think it's going to get down to literally like Maura and Rob at the fire pit. I think that they're going to like Maura is going to think that her and Rob found the last traitor, which was Eric. And then she's going to be like celebratory, thinking that they just won as faithfuls, and then he's going to reveal it. And I think she's going to lose her freaking mind.
I hope Maura learns something from watching the show.
She probably won't.
I get that it's a game, but it is really interesting, I'm sure, for people to be watching this back.
And text to Ting.
I think that Candace was just saying it was a throwaway vote. Throwaway.
I'm like, all of these people are like, Candace was trying to help us, and they're like, no. I'm like, come on.
Don't trust women.
Literally.
Trust Rob. Yeah.
It's so annoying. I'm so annoyed that Rob is for sure going to win.
And Mark was like, are you a traitor to Rob? And Rob seemed so obvious. He was like, no, I'm a faithful. It's like,
what
the hell? Come on.
Mark's picker is off as well.
Yeah.
I'm like, also, something I came across, Eric is not gay.
That's crazy to me.
Which kind of has been, I'm like, wow.
It's like, are they gay or are they a K-pop star?
I feel like that might be kind of racist.
Shit. Is it?
I don't know. Maybe a little bit.
Well, I feel like K-pop, it's hard to know.
Maybe it was racist of me for thinking it was racist. Take away the word. Here we go. I think I got this.
Pop.
Take away K-pop and say, is he gay or is he in a boy band? We figured out racism, everybody.
You guys, we just fixed racism. Boy bands are racist.
Well, speaking of boy bands, honestly, I'm finding all these transitions.
You're killing it.
Because there's just so much I've been consuming in this lightly employed era.
Yeah.
Nick Lachey, Love is Blind.
Nick Lachey, AI.
AI. Wait, AI.
He just seems like an AI robot.
I mean, they are dead behind their eyes.
I mean, what was the thing that I texted you that this woman was like, oh, wait. The guy was like, I just want to find my best friend. And Nick goes, beautifully said, man.
And I do have a feeling because like I literally also caught that and laughed. I'm like, surely that was a cut. Surely that was the editing where he said something really beautiful, but the editing on it was so perfect.
No, you're so right. I don't even know that Nick and Vanessa were in the room. I think they just got reaction shots of Nick and Vanessa and like
they
put
have a
them
producer
in there.
standing where like Nick and Vanessa normally are asking these questions.
I think they just got different shots of Nick and Vanessa being like, yeah, totally. That's what love is. And like at one point, you know, Emma on the show got her birthmark removed and has like this arm scarring, and she talks about it emotionally. And then Nick Lachey, they just show a clip of him going, oh, okay. I was like, that's crazy. Whoever edited this is crazy.
But kind of a genius. When I first met Emma, I literally texted Nicole and I was like, oh, I like Emma. And then she's like, I hate Emma. And then I was like, really? And look, I don't really like Emma anymore either.
Whoa.
I was just, well, what episode are you on?
I'm only where they just got to Mexico. And
okay.
I really like
Emma's not
Brie.
doing anything particularly bad, but she's just clearly, she's just kind of annoying.
She's 27 too. And I'm like,
Yes.
oh, I feel like you still have a lot to learn because
Well, the guy she's with also like sucks, and his family seems like they're like paid actors of being
Oh,
Italian.
no.
They're like, it's a pronounccio mozzarella. Like literally, like they're at, like it was like stracciatella, and he's like gravy. We call it marinara, and
Marinara.
like it was so crazy. But I also love Breezy.
well, I like how Brie was the only one because I just got to the part where they're in Mexico and they like all are drinking. And she's like, I think this is so crazy that we were all in the pods having these deep talks and now we're just like not acknowledging it and ripping shots.
That's so funny because like, again, I was like texting Nicole and I was like, immediately I was like, I like Breezy. Breezy feels like someone I would be friends with.
Yeah.
And then at that moment, I was like, Breezy's so me for that of being like,
That's what you would do.
Why is everyone acting like this is normal? Like this isn't normal. Like, can we like talk about it for a second?
Yeah.
But then I was so annoyed that Connor was like, you're acting crazy for that.
Connor really turned me off after that.
I know. I was just like, no, she's actually the person who they're giving that part an edit like she's being crazy, but I'm like, no, like
She's
I
being
would
normal.
also feel that way if I like poured my heart out to people and then just saw them and I was like, oh, so you're okay, well, good to meet you. Should we go take a shot?
She's doing something that's actually pretty astounding for Love is Blind because that happens every season where they
Right.
like all just drink and get drunk and pretend like they didn't just meet. And it's like a
and
total...
then like message each other on Instagram.
Right.
Which I think there is a little of that. Like I am up to date on Love is Blind. And I will say like Breezy is giving Chris like Chris gets it so bad. And I'm sure you've like seen clips, but he gets so bad. And then he like shows up and gets like hammered at this like event where they're all seeing each other. And she is giving him way too much time of day, and I'm so confused about that because it
Weird.
seems out of character for my girl Breeze.
No.
Yeah.
Chris looks like that actor. His name's Kevin Connolly, who was in
Supernatural?
he's just not that into you. And like do you know what I'm talking about?
Wait, Entourage?
Yes, Entourage.
Yes, he does.
Doesn't he look like that guy?
Uh-huh.
Anyway, wait, that was making me think of something else. Just that, with Connor, it really bothered me when Connor, like, so at first he was like, I love Brie. Like, I love that she never stops talking and just like won't shut the fuck up. And I thought that was funny. But then all the men fucking chose to be like, what's one thing you like and one thing you don't like about your partner? And he goes, one, Brie won't shut the fuck up. And I'm like, oh, now it's actually violent. Like men
also,
talking that way
like,
about women.
She's giving us entertainment. She's keeping the conversation going. She
She's
has
the only
she has a
evolved
personality.
person.
She has a personality. God forbid.
And, like-
this is how I know if I went on Love is Blind, I'd get the edit villain or the villain edit.
God, because you like have a full personality.
Yes, or would like question things
And provoke people. Yeah.
Yes, because I don't know. It's like people act like for the women, it's a competition to be like the sweetest one. Which you know who I do love, the mom.
I haven't seen the mom.
What?
The mom?
She's with Jordan.
Oh, I thought you meant like the mom of Connor.
No, what's her name?
Yeah, Amber.
Amber, I do love. She's so
She grew on me.
She's so sweet, and she made me laugh so hard whenever it was the reveal, and she was like standing like so posed.
She's hilarious. She looks like a Barbie doll.
I know. I also love Jordan.
Jordan is who?
She's with.
Oh, and she was like, I love a husky man.
No, literally, I'm really into like I need,
love that they
remember,
actually
I
worked
need
out.
a big boy. I need a big boy. Like that's like it's giving. Well, it's also he's getting a nasty edit because like they just show him like eating. All the
Okay,
time.
so speaking of these edits, we're moving so quickly, but
I know we're like
we're finally like we have energy.
3-0.
30
That's gotta
men.
mean something.
Thank you, Shelby. It's
gotta mean something. We'll figure it out.
So speaking of, I know we're talking about so many TV shows. You guys try to keep up. So speaking of the villain edit and the fat boy edit, I've been listening to the podcast, The Curse of ANTM.
Yes.
And her name's Bridget Armstrong, and she's the host. And it's so good. Every episode's like an expose on America's Next Top Model, but it's giving me such a good, clear context of how fucked up reality TV is. And like, I know we know this, but it's just very interesting hearing like the details. It's kind of like, follow me here, kind of like Second City, just in terms of like being put in a category of how they want to present you. So it's like, oh, like, and Second City doesn't necessarily do this for America's Next Top Model, but like being like, oh, this will be the gay guy part of the cast.
Yes.
Or like, so in one of the episodes, Kenya, also if you've watched the documentary, it's really good. It's
Yeah,
on
I watched the
Netflix.
documentary.
But Kenya like got this edit where she's just like the fat girl.
Yes.
Where they only show her eating, but there's like a part where she's eating a bagel, but then they repeat that shot to make it look like she's eating
ate like
three bagels.
and which like never been above eating 3 bagels in a row. Like I'm sorry, but like I could do it.
You would get the villain bagel eating edit. She's a villain for eating those bagels. But like
she's an addict. She's
it's
addicted to bagels.
It was just so interesting. Like, and then they'd be like, and this is going to be the anorexic girl, trigger warning, where like they just would decide what each person's story was going to be. And there was this one girl, her name was UV, and she was on season 4.
Oh, I remember UV.
And like in her, this was fucked up. They would have them meet with like a psychologist beforehand, and they said it was to see if they were like sane to go on the show, but they would actually use everything that they said to the
Uncover their
psychologist.
traumas.
Yeah, and they would purposely use those traumas in the show, and they talked about that on the Netflix show.
Yes, where it would be like, oh, well, one of them was one of the contestants' mom had been shot.
Yeah.
And then they did like this whole photo shoot of how these models had died, and specifically they had her be shot in the head.
It was so brutal, and they would do that every season.
I could tell they wanted a reaction out of me, and I was like not gonna give them the reaction.
And they talked about this on the podcast, that they always were purposely trying to get a reaction out of the black women too.
Of course.
Because every season they basically got like the angry black woman edit. Even if they were like super calm,
right,
they would like purposely try to provoke them. But anyway, UV in her psychologist meeting, she had talked about how she like grew up in a tough neighborhood, and that some of her friends were in gangs, and then they like maneuvered the edit to make it sound like she said she was in a gang, and then they like made her whole edit on the show that she like came from the hood and was like in a gang, and that she came to modeling, and she could tell it was happening, so she kept being like, that's not my truth, and she would fight against it, and then they immediately got rid of her on the show.
Well, let me give you a little peek behind the curtain, because I don't know if I've ever talked about my sister being on Farmer Wants a Wife before. And hopefully one day my sister will come on and, share
We
her
really
side
need to.
of all of it. But I remember a couple years ago, this show that was really popular, I think in Australia, called Farmer Wants a Wife, came and like contacted my sister. My sister was on Raya at the time. And they were like, do you want to do this game show? And so my sister was kind of like, stereotype of doing this for the wrong reasons. Like she was like, I'm not gonna fucking marry a farmer, but I'm gonna do this because I think it'll be funny and like see what. And she goes, and I maybe like get Instagram followers.
Yeah.
And I was like, Sarah, don't do. Like I was so nervous for her because I'm like, you know, protective older sister, and I was like, I don't know, like you just have no idea, like the edit you'll get, like. If you say one wrong thing, like how they could like, it could, and look, my sister's got loose lips, like just like me. We have a couple glasses of wine, we're talking. And so then she's like, I'm doing it. And I'm like, okay. So this was like their first kind of go at it. And I won't go into like the full like nitty gritty of it, but like it was so like they didn't know what they were doing. Like they didn't take their phones away. So my sister was like FaceTiming me every day. And she was telling me, she was like, because they got to like pick the farm. They got like videos of the farmers, like the 4 different farmers, and was like, which one, like rank them 1 to 4. And then like, we'll try to match you with the one who's like, you're the most interested in. And she got like her top choice. But this, like the cowboy was like, or the farmer was like so fucked up. Like he was so crazy. They go to live on his like farm in the middle of nowhere. He's like with like these 2 farm. They're literally in his house. Like they're like in this room that has like concrete floors, sleeping in twin beds. He had access to them the entire time. Like he could go into like, they were on his property in his house. Like, and so then like, Sarah was scared at one point, and so like her and her friend Lily like slept in the same bed because we were like, we're scared he's gonna like come into our room.
Oh my God.
Because he was like turned out to be like a horrible person
And like an alcoholic, right?
Yes, like he like told the producers, he's like, I want a hot tub for the next episode because I want to get like the girls in the hot tub, and they're like, we can't like get you a hot tub, and he was like, I'm not filming the next episode unless you get a hot tub. So they like, I think they like filled up a back of a truck and like made a back of the truck, and then my sister's like in. Well, spoiler alert, my sister gets to the end. And so my sister's down in the top 2, and basically and the whole time, like every day my sister's FaceTiming, she's like, I don't know what to do, he's like obsessed with me. And like, well, my sister would also get like wasted and like was the only one who was like making out with him. And so like, and it would be like, they'd be at a square dance, and like my sister would like, the footage of Sarah on this is so fucking funny because she just kind of like got the edit of like cute girl who's kind of like, right. Like she's like nothing of like substance, but just like shows up in a cute outfit and is like, yes, let's go to the rodeo. And like, that's like her whole edit. And so then she's like down to like, I think the final 2, and it's like hometowns, and she's FaceTiming me. She's like, I don't want him to choose me because like I don't want to go on like a press tour with him. Like I would have to do like a whole press tour, and
oh my God.
I really, really don't like him. He's like this bad person, blah, 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 blah. And so she was like, I think I'm going to send myself home whenever I'm in New York. So then we were kind of workshopping what she could say. And so I was kind of writing her a script.
I remember this because we were on tour.
Yes.
And you could have been a part of the family visit.
Yes. So they were like, we'll fly you out to New York for a day, but then we had a show. Biggest regret of my life not going. I mean, but like, so essentially my sister started sort of scheming that she was going to send herself home. Production got wind of this and then started a whole like edit of like her being sort of like checked, or basically an edit of the cowboy didn't like her. The cowboys and farmers, I guess, are the same in my mind.
He presented as a cowboy.
Always, yes. And so they got wind of this. Then they like had the farmer go visit another girl he had already sent home while he was in New York to be like, like I made a mistake. Like I want to be with you, blah, 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 blah. And that girl actually said no to him too. But it was so funny because my sister, she like, because they found out that she was sending herself home, they didn't show, like my mom flew up, like she had all of her friends. They showed like 30 seconds of that. Like my mom had like brought this like really thoughtful gift and like all of this stuff. They cut all of it. All of it was cut.
Damn.
And then Sarah was like Sarah was wearing a big fur coat, and I gotta find
were so good.
this footage because she was in a big fur coat sitting on a brownstone that she did not own, but they told her to sit there to pretend like that was where she lived in New York, like
classic Carrie Bradshaw.
Yes, and then she, the kind of thing we wrote was like, I need to choose. I've always chose the men that I've dated, but this time I'm choosing me and I'm choosing New York. I don't know that they gave that edit. And then after she like broke up with him, then she like stood up and started like walking up the brownstone like that was her home. And then I guess they cut, and then she was like, all right, well, bye. This is my house.
So like, crazy. I remember when you were helping her figure it out and brainstorm, we were all in the car and she was sending, you guys were voice memoing back and forth, and Sarah's voice memos were so funny.
Because she would be like, he was like verbally berating production like every night. And then there was also like these farmhands that worked at his farmhands, and like they would like come up to my sister, and Sarah became good friends with them, and they'd be like, he's not nice to us, he hurts us. Like, I'm not kidding.
He hurts us, it's not.
Like there was like this guy who was
not
like
who he thinks he is.
Who like he wasn't all the way right. I took a pause.
Put that on reality TV.
I took a pause to try to think of the best way to say this.
There was something missing.
He was just not all, and they called him Cowboy. That was his name. And they were like, and Cowboy would be like, he's mistreated me for years. Like and then my sister would be like, we have to,
like Of Mice and Men.
no, literally. And Sarah and all the girls were like, we have to save Cowboy. We have to get Cowboy like off this farm.
It's like, get out.
And it's truly like, it was so
get out.
But it was kind of weird. Get out, because also the farmer Sarah was matched with was a black man, and Cowboy was a black man as well. And like, so it was like, but also he was fucked up because he got rid of the black women first and kept all the white women.
Wasn't he also Republican?
I think so.
Because I remember that came up too, where he was like, okay, and obviously if Sarah doesn't want, we can bleep this part out, but like, wouldn't he like go drink with them in their rooms after shooting, and he was like talking about his politics?
I think he would definitely drink with them in their room, and to be fair, like it was like a 2-drink minimum, and then he got so mad about that, and then he would like give like the girls like more alcohol, which my sister was kind of like slurp 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 slurp,
gulp gulp
gulp. But he was just saying all sorts of like, he was talking like first of all, like the black women that were on it were like so beautiful, and he was like, ew, like I cut her, like was talking shit about the other girls too, Sarah.
God.
Like it was so bad. And like I kept like the whole time I was like, Sarah, you should just eliminate yourself. She's like, I'm just trying to get to the final. I'm like, Sarah, just go home. She's like, I'm gonna keep waiting. I'm gonna see what happens. She's like, I'm gonna see what happens.
That's what Sarah lives for, the story, and
she does
I love
live
that
for the story.
I respect that about her, because she has some fun stories that she sees through.
And then she was on it, and then it was the commercial for it that she was highly featured in. The like commercial for it was on the Super Bowl.
I remember we were all like,
and she had started dating the guy she's dating now, but she hadn't really like revealed much about that experience. And so then he was like with his friends watching the Super Bowl, and that came on, and my sister was like on Farmer Wants a Wife, and he was like, bro, is this you?
I have dated a lot of guys in the city. It hasn't worked out for me.
We got to find the clip where Sarah's on the front porch stop. It was so funny. Okay, anyways, that was such a segue.
That was a good segue, though. It was fun and juicy. I remember when we were at like a rehearsal for a late night Second City improv show thing, and we all had to do like icebreakers, and Hannah was like, hey, I'm Hannah, and my sister's on Farmer Wants a Wife. And it was by far like the most exciting one. Everyone was like, woo! I was like, hey, I'm Layla, I broke my collarbone. Crickets.
Also, like I saw for Bravo Universe people on Southern Charm, there's a girl named Molly, and she was on all these old clips of her on America's Next Top Model are coming out, and she was the girl. She was like the girl who like got braids done in her. She was white, and then they spent like 6 hours in the chair like braiding her hair and giving her like the most crazy weave in the entire. And she was like crying because like every day it like hurt. But I'm like, they were just figuring out ways to hurt them.
And like in the contract, it said if you get hurt or if anything happens to you, we're not liable. And any footage we use of you or like get of you, we can use. And these girls are all like 18 and 19, so they don't know and they sign it. But I mean, the first winner, Adrian, the same thing happened where they gave her a weave and it like gave her a huge bald spot because
Also, like,
it was done wrong.
And Adrian, I'm trying to remember who Adrian was.
She was the very first winner, and also she never got $100,000. Like she never got the winnings.
Also, Tyra, in all of these interviews, she is just, I mean, she's so delusional. She's so delusional.
She's just, you can tell like she went down the dark side and is just crazy now. Like she doesn't have her feet on the earth.
No.
It was funny though, seeing her. Oh, there's Adrian.
Okay, yes. Well, that's the thing. Why are they giving all of these white women weaves anyways?
Yeah.
Like
But
literally.
then one of the winners or one of the contestants, Ebony, who was on the first season and she's in the documentary, it was 4 white women doing her hair and they had never done black hair and like they ruined her head and it was just like they were trying to provoke them and ruin them.
Yeah.
And it was so painful. All the weaves were crazy.
Also, I didn't realize because I stopped watching America's Next Top Model at like season, I don't know, 7 or 8, but I didn't realize they did the swapping race thing twice.
Yeah.
There was a second time that they did it. And like, I remember because I was one of those people who rewatched it during the pandemic and seeing that and being like, wait, I don't remember this at all, or maybe it didn't seem like as big of a deal, but like, it is so crazy that they did it again.
It's also very strange. There was like many times where women were harassed on set. Like in the documentary they go into it more, but like Tyra would be like, well, you just need to be strong and professional. Like the fact that you stopped the shoot to tell us that you were uncomfortable.
You should have just been like, get off me.
Yeah.
And like been like playful about it. I'm like, oh, I forgot. Like our job as women is like, we have to be like cute and playful about when we stop getting harassed. And
placating to it.
Yeah, I forgot. Like I have to make sure that the man feels comfortable with me telling him to stop.
It's so disturbing.
So disturbing. Also, but what I will say, the silver lining / like person who stayed true to themselves like the whole time, Miss J. I love Miss J. And like, I guess I didn't realize it at the time that like by Miss J being who she is, like on America's Next Top Model, how big of like that was like a huge
queer
thing.
icon. Yeah.
Yes. And I just remember like loving them, but like not realizing the gravity of what like was happening. And I'm so sad that she had a stroke.
I know.
Like, but there was some times that Miss J was saying some shady things, but like it was all funny.
It was all funny.
And like I'm like, Miss J pulled it off. Like Miss J didn't seem to be being mean for the sake of being like mean and cruel. Like Miss J was sort of like, you would see like, that's how RuPaul like talks to the queen. You know what I mean? It's like,
totally.
And I'm sure there were times that it was like, oh, we're tiptoeing the line, but
hold on.
This is so funny because we, right before we started like filming, we're like, maybe we should just do like the 3 C's with each other and like see where we go. 45 minutes later, we've only talked about TV.
I know. We had a lot of TV to watch.
We had a lot of TV to watch. And I have more to say about TV, but I kind of want to segue us out of it a little bit.
Totally.
Of like,
other stuff going on.
Like,
oh my God, wait, can you talk about your psychic meeting?
Oh my gosh. Yes. I'm so sorry to leave you all hanging so long.
I
realized
contacted
her. I never updated anybody on this.
I contacted her, but I think you got in there at the perfect time because she went on a radio station and now she has like a giant wait list.
Wow.
I know. I'm on her wait list.
Okay. Well, hopefully it comes along.
I know.
But yeah, I mean, I guess I didn't say her name. I never revealed her.
Should we reveal her?
Her name is Kat Rubio. She's she also, I think, owns a bakery, as all the best psychics do.
Absolutely.
She's in Pilsen. So I went to her apartment. I chose to do it in person rather than online. And something she had like sent me beforehand. She was like, is it okay? Like my familiar Neo is going to be there. And I didn't know what a familiar was. And now I'm obsessed that like a familiar is an animal that is like kind of like their guide, like they work together.
This is not familiar.
I went to her apartment. Neo is like this probably like 25-pound black Maine Coon. And
What's a Maine Coon?
A Maine Coon is like Shelby, get a picture.
A huge cat?
It's a huge cat, and it looks like a long-haired like panther whenever I get there.
It reminds me of K-pop Demon Hunters.
He's so beautiful.
Wow,
Yes.
that's such a big cat.
It's such a big cat, and he was huge.
Wait, it really is like K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah.
The giant cat.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
And Neo was beautiful. And so she came in and she was sort of like, I do a couple different modalities. I have a pendulum to ask yes or no questions to. I use Mexican Loteria cards. And then I also use tarot cards. And she... like I had beforehand, I was like, what do I want to ask her? And then I saw something online that was just like, ask open-ended questions. So I was like, so what's the energy around me? She's like, I don't do that. She was like, I need you to like, it's better if you ask me like very specific questions, which is something that I wish I would have known, and what I've told people who went and have seen her afterwards, of like, put down like a list of like real hyper specific questions, or like if there's certain areas in your life that you want to focus on. But I mean, I still got so much out of it. Big things that came up were, I'm trying to think of like how we even begun, because now it's been like forever. I also recorded the entire thing because she said that I could do that, which was nice.
Well, you talked about romance, and then she brought up
so I talked about romance,
the technology thing.
Yes. So I was like, am I gonna fall in love this year? And she was like, and so the pendulum swings one way for yes and one way for no. And the freaking what's it called? The pendulum was like, no. She's like, it doesn't look like you're falling in love this year. She's like, let me pull some cards for it. And I was like, bummer, I guess. And so she pulled some cards, and she was like, okay, I'm saying that this year it's not like about necessarily like falling in love, but she's like, it's a very social year for you. So she's like, there's going to be a lot of connections happening in 2026. Not necessarily like romantic, but just like your network is going to grow. She told me that my 2 words that I should be focusing on in 2026 is networking and indulging. Ooh. And I said, say less. And so she was basically like, it's really important for you to go to parties this year, specifically after parties of things. She's like, because I'm going to meet like important people at the after parties. And she told me that she does not see any technological interference in how I'm meeting my person. She says I'm actually going to meet my person with work. And so then like my work, she was like something, because I didn't even tell her that I was an actor. I didn't tell her anything. She's like, whoa. She's like, I see your like work life and social life. Like they're kind of the same thing. And I was like, yeah. I mean, I think all people in the comedy community know that it's like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
And she was basically like, this year I see you like dating and getting closer to like finding out what you want. But like, I see you being in doing some sort of collaboration with someone in early 2027, like spring 2027, meeting someone, by like doing some sort of project together. And then we meet, and then it's kind of like a slow burn, but then in the fall we become serious. And that, I guess it's the love of my life, question mark. But she was like, in order... Oh, Siri just said, I'm not sure I understand. Fucking bitch.
You're not going to fall in love, Hannah. Get over it.
But she was, saying that, so I was like, okay, I'll accept all that. She's like, but it's like important for you to be basically socializing and networking a lot this year. And I was like, okay. And then I was asking her a lot about my relationship with my dad, which like was just in a very like has been in turmoil a little bit. And she gave me like a lot of good clarity of basically like, oh, this could be the stuff that's like been going on. But like, she basically was like, overall, I'm seeing a very like positive picture in your relationship. Like, I just think things are going to happen, and you're going to have like big talks with each other where like if you can make it through this stuff, you're going to get to the other side like understanding each other better. And like she pulled this like potted plant. She was like, it shows me that like you're going to learn how to like water each other better. Like you know, you don't really know how to like water each other right now. Like how do you actually show up for each other in a way that you're like watering each other?
That's such a good way to put it.
Yes. And then there was like also like a fish where it was like it used to feel like it could feel like intense now, but like you'll be like the fish, like you can like go with the flow, like you can like your relationship will feel more like water, more fluid. And so I left that being like, okay, I love that. And honestly, since that has happened, a lot of stuff has happened with my dad where it kind of is following that trajectory, which is cool.
That is really cool.
And then I was like, am I like gonna, like, what's going on? I didn't ask a lot about my work life, but at one point I was like, am I gonna book a commercial? And she's like, don't focus on that. She goes, and honestly, I've kind of like had that feeling of being like, yeah, like, commercials are cool because you make money, but like you're not going to be emotionally fulfilled or like creatively fulfilled from like doing like a Pepto commercial.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if anything, commercials are kind of embarrassing, like, you know, depending on the commercial. But she told me that there was a parrot card, and she said that's like someone is there's someone that's in rooms that I don't even know exist saying really good things about me, and it's someone who is like who in a higher position than me. And then she pulled the scorpion card.
Whoa.
And she said, oh, you're going to be betrayed this year. I should have led with this, but she said, I'm going to be betrayed this year. And I was like, whoa. I was like, do you know by who is it? And she was like, I don't. And she was like, but she was saying basically like, she's a really good person to see. Like if like her main thing is like love readings, where like, if you think like your husband is cheating on you, to like go and like get clarity on it.
That was something that happened with her on the radio station.
Yes. Like
people were calling being like, I think my husband's cheating on me. And she's like, he is.
Yeah. Like, yeah. Like she said, and I was like, okay, good to know if I'm ever in that position with this new man I'm falling in love with in 2027. And so I was like, do I know this person? I was like, is this a man or a woman? And she was like, woman. And I was like, that's a really big bummer. I was like, I could have told you about the man.
Woman betrayal is tough.
And then I was like,
wait, but talk about the men that you work with.
Well, I'll get there.
Okay.
And
no, do it now.
Shut up about all that other stuff.
Sorry about that.
And so then I was like, do I know her? She's like, you do not know her yet. Dang. You're going to meet a woman and she's going to fool you. Like she's going to really charm you, and you're going to think she like wants the best for you. And then she's going to take an opportunity away from you.
It's so annoying because that just makes you like be suspicious of every woman you meet, which is like the opposite of how you want to treat women.
I know. But here's the thing. I've always been a girl's girl, and like, I have no doubt I'll be making new like girl connections this year. It's actually a part of my goal. And I'm like, if one of them has to betray me, so be it. I'd rather be betrayed than betray someone else.
Totally.
You know what I mean? I'm like,
yeah.
I'll take the lesson. I'll like get the sting. And sometimes you have to learn that. Like you have to be like burned a couple times.
Or, I mean, I was thinking about this, that I am very trusting. Like I like trust people easily, and it took me a long time to learn to like have people earn it, you know?
And I think it's something like beautiful to trust people like that. But I think, yeah, people will take advantage of that. So I'm like just trying to, if anything, tap into my intuition around interactions with people and just be like, do we need to tell them things that could potentially hurt me later? Maybe not. Maybe bite my tongue a little bit. And then she did say, because when she was talking about like the work stuff, she was like, she pulled a cactus card and she was like, that's you to men. And I was like, whoa. And she was like, you could be nicer to the men you work with. And I was like, hold on a second. And like, I wanted to be like straight men, because that checks out. I'm like, I'm pretty nice to all the gay men that I love in my life that I work with. But yeah, she said that she's like, I don't want to be the person to be like, be nicer to men. But she was just like, there are times that you could be like a little like softer and more trusting of men that you work with. And I think that's a fair note, because like I kind of, when I'm working with a woman, I'm like, you have the benefit of the doubt unless you prove me wrong. And then when I work with a man, I'm like, you have no benefit of the doubt until you prove me right. Like, you know what I mean? And so I'll take the note and I'll apply when I feel necessary. And
She's like, women will betray you. Trust all men.
I'm trying to think if there was anything else. Oh, it was very fun. She was like, she also brings in a lot of astrology stuff. So she was talking about like me being a Taurus. She's like, the thing is like for Tauruses, she goes, you're the luckiest of the zodiac. Like you like luck. She says every Taurus I meet has had like crazy stuff happen and they're not like qualified for it. And I go, that's literally the story of my life. And like where it's like, it'll be like, oh, someone's like like an astronaut and they're amazing at it. And it'll be like, did you go to like astronaut school? And it'd be like, no, I was a bartender.
No, I'm just a Taurus.
Yes, literally. And she was like, for other people, like relaxing and luxury and all those things, like yes, it makes them feel good, but she's like, actually for you it's like necessary. Like you she's like, that's where like the indulge comes in. She was like, book the treatments. Like kind of out of nowhere she was like, book the treatments. I was like what? She was like, anything that's gonna make you feel good, book it. And of course, like that day I was like, facial, Botox, a hair appointment. Like I literally was like, dropped like $1,000 and I was like, say less. She's like, it'll come back to you. She's like, it'll make you feel good and come back to you. Hence red hair. And she was like, well, then she kind of brought up, she was like, get laser hair removal.
Whoa.
And I was like, I didn't mention like needing or wanting
didn't tell me about that.
laser hair removal. But she was like, yeah, like if you want to get, say, laser hair removal,
Get rid of your body hair. It's too much.
And I was like, Claire Favre went and saw her later. And we were like, if she brings up the laser hair removal to you, we know she's running a laser hair removal business. But then it was so funny because Claire went after hearing mine and was like, asking all these questions, and Claire was like, so should I get treatments this year? She was like, absolutely not.
Do not treat yourself.
She was like, she goes, no. She's like, you don't need it. And she was like, really? Like, and she was like, don't do it. She goes, that's not important for you. And I was like, okay. She kind of clocked my ass as the shallow Taurus that I am, but I'm like, but it's true.
Yeah.
Oh, and then this is like the last thing I'll say is, I was like, am I going to Europe this year? Because that's like been a big goal of mine. And the pendulum swung crazy, yes, on Europe. And she goes, oh, I got to pull a card for this. And she like pulled a couple cards. She's like, you have to go to Europe.
You have to.
And I was like, and she pulled like the Hierophant card, which is all about like, like your spirituality and life-changing things. And she was like, I hate to be like cliche, but it's like going to be like an eat, pray, love for you. Like it's going to like your life after is going to be different. In a good way. Like it's going to make you closer to like the version that you're like meant to be on this life.
I love that.
And so it was great. I mean, I got the 40-minute session and I could have went another hour.
You're going to have like your Cheryl Strayed
it's wild.
walking in nature journey.
So yeah, it honestly, I'm going to believe what she says is true. And I've been really going down the path of indulging in networking, and we'll see where I land.
I love that.
Yeah. So that was my read, everybody. Give me your opinions on that.
I'm excited to eventually see her. I feel like I was looking at an Instagram yesterday. This woman named Violet Fogg. I don't know what her full name is.
Violet Fogg is hilarious.
Violet Fogg on Instagram. But anyway, she was talking about, she was like, here's why women with like the autoimmune girlies might seem like drained or can't come to your social interaction. And then it was just talking about how like women with autoimmune diseases just need more time in between like social outings or like working really, really hard. And it was so validating, especially post main stage, because I think like I'm actually not allowed to go hard right now. Like I like fully have to slow down. And I think when we were talking at the beginning of the podcast of like being used to like being in a stress state all the time and our body's not being used to it when we have downtime. But like, I actually have to be in a place where I can't be stimulated and have to just constantly be relaxed. And like the other night when we went out, like we partied and I drank a lot, but then it takes me like 3 full days to get to a place. Like I just take longer now because of my sensitivities.
Yeah.
And so that's been when people are coming up to me, they're like, what are you up to now post main stage? And I'm like, I'm actually not doing anything, and I'm trying to embrace that. And people are like, huh.
I have a really, it's nice to have an answer. I'm like, I'm indulging, I'm networking.
Yeah. I'm indulging in networking. She gave me the words.
Yes. And they're like,
Indulging
speak on that, and I'm like, I will not.
That's actually all I have to say. Indulging networking. Networking, indulging.
Networking and indulging. Should we go to our cells?
Yeah, should we? So,
I guess before we go to the cells, I'll just say we're gonna try to get back on track. We're figuring it out. We're giving ourselves grace. We're in a time of we're in flux.
Big time.
The thing is, I could have done 3 episodes today because I feel like we didn't even hit the tip of the iceberg of everything that I could say. But maybe that's good.
Maybe that's
good.
Yeah. I'm going to sell the thing I was telling you about the other day. That's my new favorite lunch.
Okay.
So I love cotija tortillas. I think they're cassava flour, and I'll buy them at the grocery store. Get refried beans, black beans, put them on the tortilla. Then I put that tortilla, I have a little olive oil on it. I put it on the pan. I take sardines from the tin, start sprinkling it on the tortilla. I try to do as much as I can, pack it in there with the refried beans. Then you can add any accoutrement you want. Some pickled onions, maybe some green sprouts, perhaps an avocado. Then I take another tortilla, put some olive oil on the back of it, press it onto my little refried brain situation. Then I'll flip it in the pan so that it gets crispy on both sides. And then once it's crispy on both sides, I take it off the pan, cut it into fourths, and it's like a yummy refried bean sardine quesadilla.
And I would never. I eat black beans every morning, and I have been eating sardines a lot for lunch. I would never think to put them together.
It's so yummy.
I believe it.
It's like salty, fibrous, delicious.
Yum.
I know.
I gotta
It's been
try
my new
it.
favorite thing. I had it for lunch 3 days in a row.
Yum.
Yeah.
We love a hyperfixation meal.
Salty, briny beanie.
Okay, my cell is make a bucket list. And I know I've been kind of talking about this kind of with the misogi of it all.
Absolutely.
All these things. So I created myself a little 2026 bucket list in the vein of networking and indulging. And so I'm going to actually read my bucket list to A, keep me accountable, to B, sort of an invitation for you to make your own bucket list, and C, I've already kind of started where I've been here's my homework for you all. If you're into this, make a bucket list and then send it to 5 friends and say, hey, claim what you want to do with me. And then that way you're not only doing these things, you're getting to put fun things on the calendar with friends. So I already have some of these are claimed, some are still open, but say you're one of my friends who's listening to this and you're I want to do that with you, shoot me a text. These are I call them side quests. Okay. Ask a new friend on a date. Ask out a non-friend on a date. Hashtag a romantic date. Take myself out on a date. I've never, ever gone to a restaurant at night with the intention to have a night just by myself, which is scary but fun.
Have you ever taken yourself to a movie?
Yes. I've done a solo movie. I've done even I go to coffee shops. I do a lot of stuff by myself, but I've never been say a Friday night, go to a restaurant that I really want to go to and treat myself as if I'm at dinner with a friend. You know what I mean?
If anything, that'd be good training for Europe.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I'm if I can't do it here, how am I supposed to do it in another country?
Exactly.
Go to the Shed Aquarium. Never been. Go to the Art Institute. Have been, but it's been a while. Go to a Broadway show. Go to a concert. Go to a sporting event. Going with Maddie. Shout out to Maddie. She's well, we could go to what I'm hoping and this under sporting event is I'm hoping to go to a women's soccer game.
Oh, that would be really fun.
Cold plunge in Lake Michigan. Take a dance class. Big night out dancing, parentheses, drugs. Smoke a drunk cigarette. Drunk cigarettes are back. Everybody, you heard it here first. Have a picnic on the lakefront. Bike the length of Lakeshore Drive. Bake a pie and or tart. Bake a loaf of bread. Go camping. Play tennis. Go to the farmer's market. Take a painting class. Host a party. Get a tattoo. Go on a solo trip. Europe. Musogi. Go to a game night. Volunteer. Read 34 books. And I tried to do it in a way where I'm like, some of these things are going to be a lot harder than others. Some of these things I already kind of do on my own without having a bucket list. But I feel like it's a good balance of things that, like, if I do all of these, this looks like a pretty good year for me.
Totally. It's also nice to have it all on a list like that because I know post main stage, I was thinking like, I would love to do a century ride, which is like riding 100 miles. I would love to eventually be able to do a headstand. I'd love to take some sort of arts class, like whether it's painting or ceramics. I was thinking, because I heard this Michael Bublé song the other day, and in college,
You're my everything.
it's like, and in this crazy life, in this crazy time, it's you, it's you. Wow,
You
kept
make
going.
me sing. Your
I did a
every
tap
line.
dance to that song in college.
At your own volition, or were you at gunpoint?
Yeah, it was a terrorist attack. It was a terrorist tap dancing attack. I keep going, or the tower tapping, or we're gonna blow this place up. No, I chose it. I took a tap dancing class in college, and we did one to Michael Bublé and one to Yellow Diamonds in the Sun.
Tap, 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 tap.
It was so good. I remember like thinking I was eating. Like I was like, this is fucking hot. Anyway, but I was hearing that song and I was like, I should tap dance again. Wouldn't that be fun?
I like really want to go to a dance. Like I want to go to like a hip hop dance class because that's fun. But then I also kind of want to go to like a salsa class because I want to like, I don't know how to follow. And like, I've never known how to follow in partner dancing. And so like, I would love to be like matched up with someone. And like, honestly, Bad Bunny's like Super Bowl halftime show, I was like, I want to be able to like, like dance in that way. And I was like, I think that would help me, I guess, maybe be nicer to men that I work with.
Be more submissive.
But I'm like, it could be a nice thing to have in my pocket of being able to follow and dance.
That gives me a flashback to when we went out the other night. We were at this bar and this guy who was so rude because
disgusting.
He was like, not you, cactus plant. But he came up, this Southern guy came up, grabbed Hannah's hand and took her to the dance floor. They started dancing.
He was disgusting.
But it was so
I
funny.
think I should note he was disgusting.
Well, it was funny because
but I have to network and be nice to men.
we were like acting as though we were like commentators in a sports game because we were like, oh, they're both trying to lead. They're both trying to lead because both of you were like trying to lead the
That's
other
what I
one.
was literally like, as we were doing it, I go, I can only lead. And he was like, I'm leading. I was like, I don't know how to not. I was like, I have to lead.
We were like, they're arguing about leading.
And then I literally was like, okay, we're done here. And then I left him. But yeah, he was so weird. I had like 2 bows on my shirt. Like it was like a graphic of a bow. Then they were like very clearly bows. And he was like, I like the cotton plants on your shirt.
I know, so weird how he kept saying cotton plant.
It was very strange. But you know what? I have to keep networking, I guess.
Yeah, you
at least
gotta
I
keep
tried.
networking.
At least I.
Sorry about all that. And dancing with strangers.
There was something else. In the vein of like creativity, I also have noticed so much like not giving my like creativity or like performance to the Second City stage every night. How like even just 3 weeks out, I have so much like more like energy and juice around it. Like this sounds so corny, but it's just true. Like I'm singing around my apartment again. And like, which was something I've sung my entire life, but it was like the last 2 years I've been like silenced because like, I just didn't, I felt like because we had to be so loud at night that like during the day, I was just always protecting myself from expelling energy. So like around my house, I was never like singing or like I picked up my guitar again. Like I'm just having such a good time.
Plus it kind of like physically hurt to sing or talk.
Yes, exactly. I watched Sing Song Blue last night.
Never heard of it.
Really, the new
Yeah.
like Kate Hudson movie?
No.
And really?
Sing Song Blue? When
she was like
it?
nominated for an Academy Award. It's
Really?
on Peacock right now. It's her and who's the guy from The Greatest Showman?
Oh, Hugh Jackman?
It's her and Hugh Jackman, and they're recreating a true story about the people who made the Neil Diamond Experience.
Oh,
And
yes.
It's really good. I cried a lot.
This is the movie that just came out, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. It's really good. I could not believe it was a true story. I kept being like, well, surely this part wasn't true.
Is it already out on TV?
It's on Peacock.
Oh my God.
I think it went straight to Peacock.
Wow, that's crazy.
And it was really great, but like I'm remembering the power of music because I was like crying so much, and I was like, it was such an inspirational story of like these people in their like 50s who have like committed to this like life of like being like entertainers, and like they just know that their purpose is to do this, and like it's never too late to like go after your dreams, and like a lot of tragedy happened like in it, but it was just really inspiring. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, okay,
I cried a lot.
good.
Yeah.
Okay, love that. I gotta watch Sing Song Blue.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I feel like this is a good stopping point for now.
I think so,
but
too.
There's a lot more we have to say.
Guys, drop in if you're listening to this. Like, we need the validation. Say like, we're so glad you're back.
We're so glad you're back. We actually have a sponsor for you guys that we want you
leave us
to
a review. All of the stuff. Tell us what you're looking for. Tell us if there's people, guests you want, things like that. We made a little list. So
made a little list.
TBA.
Love you guys.
Love you guys. Missed you guys. Glad to be back. Feels good.
Talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
I can't wait to tell you.
Shelby just showed us something that said 15.
I don't know those numbers. I don't know what that's all about.
Was, and I'm obsessed, that like a familiar is an animal that is like